With hustle culture on the rise and the traditional American dream still seeming to be the main defining characteristic in what it means to be successful, it's leaving so many of us feeling cheated, disillusioned, and burnt out. We feel like we're being robbed of what we were actually initially striving for. Because so much of our life is not oriented towards being where we are, but trying to get somewhere else. Now, yes, we are a goal-oriented kind of being where if you don't have a direction, you oftentimes don't feel that you have a strong rooted purpose. And it's good to have a direction. It's good to have a goal, a dream, a vision, a purpose. But you want to know what else is equally as important and also critical in allowing you to get to that goal, still feeling satisfied along the way, is the ability to enjoy yourself right now. The ability to play. The ability to relax. The ability to, for once, stop trying to get somewhere. The ability to cease the inclination to solve problems and to get to the next milestone and to create a new goal, dream, vision, or direction. The ability to just be where you are. Now you think about, as I said a moment ago, the American dream. Ever since we were children, we were taught to do good in school. And we do good in school so that we can get good grades. And we get good grades so that we can graduate. And we graduate so that we can then end up in university or college for something really good. And we do good in college to get a really good career. And we get a really good career so that we can buy our own house. And we get our own house so that we can start our own family. And we start our own family so that we can teach them to do the same thing. And as we're going as a family, we're working our asses off so that we can take vacation time. And we take vacation time so that we can enjoy ourselves for a short period of time until we go back to the real world. And then we work our asses off doing vacations every now and then, and we have the family and we're raising them and we're doing all the steps so that we can retire at 65 so that we can then what? Start living when our life is over? Start living when our entire life is behind us? We're taught to put off our satisfaction to keep us going. It's the idea of it's kind of like having a candy bar out in front of you. It's tied to your head and you're going after it. And every time you get to the next stop along the way, the fact that you just achieved what was once a dream becomes irrelevant, and you immediately start scanning the environment for another goalpost to reach, another milestone, another achievement, because we get addicted to the striving. We've been kind of taught that striving is what it means to be successful. But what's the defining characteristic of what we leave behind when we go from, say, being a child to being an adult? What is it that stops? Well, we kind of stop playing and we get real. We get serious. We got to really settle down and take it seriously. As a kid, we did all sorts of weird things. We did all sorts of weird, quirky things for no point or reason or motive other than the fact that we were doing it. We would spin around in circles, or we would hum and whistle and run around and do little somersaults and roll around in the mud. We'd go out and imagine, and we'd pretend, and we'd play. And we'd do all sorts of stuff, and if somebody asked you, why are you doing that? You'd be at a loss for words. You wouldn't, there's no reason why you're doing it. You're free. You're free. Now, if somebody asks you, why are you in college? Oh, well, gee, I gotta get a good career so that I can make money in this really crazy declining economy, and, oh, geez, or somebody asks you, why are you at the gym, bro? Oh, I want to look fit for me, even though it's not really for me. I want to attract a partner, and I want to look competent, and all this stuff. Or you ask somebody why you want to be financially successful. Oh, well, geez, I don't want to work, and I want to be able to do what I want, and I want to look, once again, competent. I want to look successful. I want to be successful. When was the last time you did something for no reason? When was the last time you did something just for the fact of having fun? A lot of the times, even what we do for fun these days, like going swimming or going on a hike or drinking alcohol or whatever we do, going to a club and dancing, going to a rave or whatever. A lot of us do it not for the sole point of having fun, but to escape the pain of what we think the real point of our life is. The hustle, the grind, the job, the real world. Back to the real world. I used to go to these festivals for the weekends a couple years ago, and it was always, back to the real world afterwards, because the festival itself was a sort of discontinuity, a break, a time of escape from what we were all doing, the striving and the achieving and the rat race, if you will. Now see, there is nothing wrong with having a goal, and I'm honestly the last person that'll tell you to let go of your goals. I love goals. I love having a vision. Literally behind this camera right now is a whiteboard with goals and to-do lists and all sorts of stuff. I love goals. I love missions. I love visions. It's what helps you to get up out of bed in the morning and to have something bigger than yourself that you're going towards. But you want to know what is just as important to me as goals and visions and dreams and aspirations and all these things? It's just living. Just being here. Doing nonsensical stuff for the point that it's fun. For the point that it's playful. The quality of play is what we lose when we grow up. I remember when I was younger, around 12 years old, I started, naturally growing up. And what comes with growing up is you don't really want to play with the toys anymore, and all that stuff kind of starts to seem a little bit irrelevant. You kind of start going after other stuff, you start getting into trouble, or you start getting involved with boys and girls and stuff, and I remember at 12 years old I had like a little crisis, like a mini crisis, because I realized, whoa, why is this childlike play leaving me? Why don't I want to play anymore? Why don't I want to pretend and imagine? Why does all that childhood stuff seem dull and bleak and meaningless now? And it was horrifying because I realized that what I was moving into, it was like I was being ushered into something that I didn't naturally and organically want to move into. And then as I got older, eventually around the age of 16 years old, I started dabbling with certain things in my life, and I consequentially rediscovered the quality of play. I rediscovered, oh my God, I never lost the ability to play. I just stopped playing. I stopped being who I naturally was. I started being more sophisticated because everybody around me was saying, grow up, get real. It's time to get real and get serious and put your head down and work. No more of that playful stuff. No more of that messing around being a little kid. It's time to grow up. And I think so many of us fall victim to this mentality. I mean, you look at the hustle culture. You get up and you grind. You got to get up at 4 in the morning and do 500 push-ups and a 10-mile hike. And then you get back home and you eat all the meat and protein in the world. And then you go out and you do your job. And you do what you need to do. And if you feel emotional or you feel like you don't want to do it, you put that shit aside because you don't got any time to complain. Because all the time you spend complaining, you could spend working. And we get addicted to the grind. And we think that any moment we spend not working out, not working on a plan, not writing something, reading something, writing something, doing something, we're wasting our time. And we start to feel inadequate, like we're not good enough if we're not busting our ass. We start to equate pain with success and the strive. Now sure, you could get ripped and jacked, and you could have a 7-figure business by doing these kinds of things, and you could also think real highly of yourself saying all I do is work. But when do you play? When are you happy? Dopamine is one thing, but oxytocin and serotonin and just the state of well-being is a whole other thing. If you're we're all talking about dopamine and serotonin and all this stuff these days. Dopamine is motivation. Dopamine is what gets your ass up to go and do something. But serotonin and oxytocin and these kinds of things, that's the reward. that comes in accomplishing something. So if you get addicted to just motivation itself, the adrenaline and the dopamine, I'm gonna go after it, you spend no time enjoying yourself. And the enjoyment, it becomes a perverted version of enjoyment where you're just constantly going after something. Now, like, right now, for example, I have a very healthy relationship with my YouTube channel, but just being completely transparent with you guys, right now, in the making of this video, this is a pouring of motivation and passion, and it's feeling really good, the making of the video, and I'm doing it, and I'm doing what I love, and I'm sitting in the seat of my path in life, my purpose in life. But you want to know what? Right when I hit the end button on this camera, you want to know what fills my mind next? I gotta edit the video. I gotta upload the video. What's the title? What's the thumbnail? What about the next video? When am I gonna be able to make the next video? What if I'm not feeling motivated? What if all this stuff? It starts going into the striving mode again. And very little do I give myself the window of actually enjoying the accomplishment of what I love. This happens also so much in the self-help and the self-development community as well, is a lot of us get addicted to constantly improving ourselves. So if you think about it, if you think about how you think you're constantly improving, and there's always something to work on, and there's always room for improvement, which is true, yeah, sure, but you want to know what else you're implying in the same breath when you say that? Every time you say, I'm still improving, you're saying, I'm still broken. There is still parts of me that are imperfect that I need to work on. But when do you stop and take a minute to, as it's colloquially said, smell the flowers? Think about like hiking, for example. Literally stopping and smelling the flowers. I was in Montana a few, I don't know how long ago, a few weeks at least or something like that. A couple months. And I'd be going on these big, crazy hikes, awesome hikes. And in my mind, I was trying to get to the top of the mountain. I gotta get up there, bro. Oh, I got so much longer to go. And I kept catching myself realizing, dude, this is the point. This is the point. The journey is the goal. The journey is the point. Because then when I get to the top of the hike, when I get to the top of the mountain, guess what's on my mind then? This short little window of satisfaction, and then, oh, I gotta go down. I gotta get back down. It's one thing after the next. We're always looking out ahead of ourselves, and we're so seldom just where we are, being able to enjoy the moment. An example that I've shared a lot on the channel is how I wrote a book, this book right here, Trippy Love. I published that book a couple years ago, and I spent almost 3 years working on it. And when I was working on it, it was striving. Every single day I sat down, and even when I didn't want to, I wrote, and I edited, and I revised, and I added stuff, and I took stuff out, and I reread this 800-page book like 5 different times. And then I finally hit that publish button, and I uploaded it. And guess what? As proud as I am of this book here, now it's just a book. Oh yeah, right, I wrote a book. That's pretty cool. And it was this feeling of, what now? What now? And I can see that this is something that I've been conditioned, it's a way that I've been conditioned to think in. So many of us are conditioned to think in this way, where we're constantly looking out at the next thing. I saw a post the other day that said, so often we're focused on the future that we forget to take notice of the fact that we are once where we only dreamed of being. Watching YouTube videos on self-help is one thing, but working with someone who can offer you practical and advanced feedback tailored to you personally is a whole other thing. The most progress I've ever made in a particular area in my life was when I had someone working with me personally on that particular thing. So if you resonate with these videos and you have something going on that you think I could help you with, click the link in the pinned comment below to book a completely free discovery call on a date and time of your choice. We'll talk, get to know each other, and we'll see if it would be in both our best interest to work together in my coaching program in the future. I promise you it'll be worth your time. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you there. So often are we focused on the future that we so often forget to realize that where we are right now is somewhere we only dreamed of being in the past. Right? I do it. My mind is always out ahead of myself. My life has changed so much in the past year. So much. I'm full-time with what I love on YouTube. I have a beautiful job. I've moved into my own home, something I didn't even think was possible 5 months ago. I have a beautiful, sweet, loving girl in my life that I get the honor and privilege to call my girlfriend. I'm making enough money to support myself. I have an awesome job. I've traveled to 2 incredible locations in the country this year. First times ever. I'm doing what I love. I'm healthy. I'm moving into an incredible chapter in my life. But still, my mind is like, wow, what about this? And I need to get here. And what about that? And all this stuff. I'm out here. And then I have these moments of realizing, bro, I am living the dream of what my past self wanted. Like, let that land. Take a moment to look where you are right now. Take a moment to stop and smell the flowers and realize that, dude, where you are right now, you could have only dreamed of being in the past. And if that's not the case right now, you know the feeling of nostalgia? Where you look back and like 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, or maybe even a few months ago, you realize, damn, it was like, I had it made back then. And maybe there was like a heartbreak in your life, or maybe you lost a job, or somebody in the family died, and there was some sort of crisis, but for some reason, looking back on it now, it was like, dude, that was an incredible period of my life. It was so transformative. It was so pivotal, and it moved me. And it was such a beautiful, you know that nostalgia feeling? It's like, wow, that was an incredible time. What if you're in that now? And what if you could give yourself the gift of enjoying it while it's in the moment, rather than having to be nostalgic towards it in the future? Think about this for a moment. I got this analogy from my boy Alan Watts, an incredible lecturer and philosopher that you should listen to. He talks about when you're dancing, the point of the dance isn't to get somewhere on the dance floor. Think about it. You're not trying to get somewhere. You're dancing. You're just flowing. When you think about, like, I used to go to like raves and clubs a year or so ago, and like, I'm not doing a dance. I'm flowing. I'm letting go. I'm vibing. I'm getting down. And you think about dancing with a loved one, like a slow dance, you know? It's just flow. There's no point. It's just emotion. It's visceral flow. You think about dancing, you're not trying to get somewhere. You're just moving. You're just swinging it. You think about like listening to music or writing music. When you're listening to a song, the point of the song isn't to get to the end of the song. If the point of the song was to get to the end of the song, the quickest songs would be the best. We'd listen to songs on 2 times speed. We think the point is the end, but what if the reward is the journey there? We have our eyes over here, but then when over here is here, we have our eyes out beyond it. So we rob ourselves of the ability to be able to actually enjoy it. And the real point I want to emphasize in this video is to remind you of the importance of playing. Don't get caught in hustle culture. Don't get caught grinding and striving, because you're gonna exhaust yourself. Give yourself a moment to smell the flowers. Give yourself a moment. Like sometimes when it's raining, when was the last time you just said fuck it and went out in the downpour and let your clothes just get drenched, and you were just vibing with that rain and the smell of the wet pavement?
When was the last time you really embraced the moment and were loving what was happening without trying to get somewhere else? Like a couple weeks ago, I was hanging out with my friend and we were kayaking, and long story short, my friend's kayak ended up sinking in the water and he had all his clothes on. And I had to like get out and help him, and my clothes got soaked. And guess what? Within 20 minutes, we were literally like just playing like kids. I was like standing on my kayak, shaking it around, trying to fall off, and I did. And then I was like trying to sink my kayak, and I was completely wearing all my clothes too. We just started playing like kids. And it was so much fun. And there was no point to it. And if somebody were to have seen us, we would have looked like maniacs. But you know what? You remember being a kid, not giving a shit what anybody thought of you? Not even giving a shit what you thought of you? Because you were just playing? Don't forget to enjoy yourself along the way. And see, when you think about like, when you're successful in your business and your family and your career and all this stuff, and you go out on vacation, you're going out on vacation because that's part of the journey. That's part of the strive and the hustle is vacation, right? Oh, I'm doing so good, I can go and take a vacation. Oh, time to get back to the real world. If you schedule time to play, you're still working. You're still grinding. If you say, oh, I need a rest day so that I can then go back to work, and on the rest day I'm gonna like take it easy and have a good time, and you're scheduling the play. You're scheduling the enjoyment. And that's not real play. And that's not real enjoyment. Play is spontaneous and pointless. It's fun. It's just to have fun. It's just doing shit for no reason. And that's the point of this video, is don't forget to do shit for no reason. Don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to crank the music. Don't forget to sing loud and ugly. Don't forget to run out in the rainstorm. Don't forget to laugh with a stranger. Don't forget to just like do what you want and enjoy yourself along the way. Don't let the incentive of being goal-oriented rob you of the journey along the way, because you might end up horrified looking back, realizing that the fun part was the path there. Not the part where you got what you thought you wanted. That's a pretty far out feeling, getting what you want and realizing it's not enough. I've heard Will Smith talk about this. He gives an incredible, he has such a beautiful perspective on, he says a lot of people talk about rock bottom, but he talks about discovering something called cliff top, where he had it all. He had all the money. He could have bought whatever the hell he wanted. He went wherever he wanted. He went to all the places he wanted. He had all the sex that he wanted. He bought all the things he wanted. He did all the things he wanted. And guess what? He woke up one day and realized he doesn't know what he really wants. And he's not happy. And he realized that physical worldly success is void. It doesn't fill that pit within you. There will come a time when you realize that nothing in this world, no amount of money, no amount of fame, no amount of vacation time, no amount of traveling, no amount of sex or relationships or drugs or anything will get you where you want to be. And you realize that it's not about getting it from this world, but being able to create it from within. And the way to create it from within is about having a relationship with God, with the universe, with yourself, where your joy is independent of your goals. Your joy is time to be alive now, despite what you're going after, or despite where you're at. I've heard of stories of people that were like prisoners in the Holocaust laughing and having a good time. You think to yourself, How the hell is that even possible? It's possible because of the power and the light of the human spirit. It's the play. It's fun. Pointless, meaningless fun. So that's the point I want to share with you in this video, is don't forget to play. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, if this video resonates with you, whether you're a first-time watcher or you hang out on the channel and watch my videos, I'm offering completely free discovery calls right now, where if you've got something going on and you want to talk to me about it and see if you want to work with where you and I work together in the future, go down into the pinned comment in this video and you'll see a link where you can book a free discovery call for any date that you would like, and we'll hang out, we'll sit down, we'll talk, we'll feel each other out, we'll get to know the situation, and we'll see if it would be in our best interest to work together in the future. So if that calls to you at all, don't hesitate. It's completely free, and it's what I'm here to do. And I really look forward to seeing you there. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.